Please subscribe, like, and share. It really helps us out. And of course, if you have any questions, comment below, and we will answer you as soon as we can. Welcome to this video in our series on A-level and IB economics. Today we are looking at behavioral economics. More specifically, in today's lesson, we will be learning about availability bias. If you haven't seen our previous videos, click on the card above.
Availability bias describes the way in which human beings are biased toward judging events' likelihood or frequency based on how easily their minds can conjure up examples of the event occurring in the past. For this reason, if we're trying to judge whether something is likely to happen, or in other words, to make a risk assessment, if a similar event has occurred recently in past instances induce strong emotions that made their occurrence more memorable, we're much more likely to predict that the event is likely to occur. This is a bias because the accuracy of our judgment is clouded by the fact that the event was recent or carried strong emotional weight and thus came to mind quickly. The result of availability bias is that consumers tend not to be very good at risk assessment. We might under or overestimate a risk, choosing to focus on the wrong risks. The way that these biases manifest is likely to be heavily influenced by media representations of risks.
Availability bias is a concept within the economic subfield of behavioral economics, which focuses specifically on the human behavior-related factors that influence economic decisions by both individual people and larger institutions. This field is quite broad. It incorporates analyses of psychology, cognition, culture, society, and more. Behavioral economics is dominated by the central concepts of 1. Heuristics, or people's mental shortcuts. 2. Framing, or how they filter things they view based on pre-assumptions and generalizations. 3. Market inefficiencies. This is how people make irrational, rather than rational, economic decisions, thereby making the market less efficient overall. Availability bias is considered to be a kind of heuristic. In fact, it's also known as the availability heuristic.
Here are two common and notable examples of availability bias, to help you better understand how it manifests in everyday life. 1. Buying lottery tickets. It's really not even worth buying lottery tickets, because the probability that you'll win is so infinitesimally small. But people do it, in large part because lottery organizers spend so much time and energy publicizing those who've previously won. When people consider buying tickets, they think about all of those who have won in the past. They may have seen them on TV, and so forth. We don't get to see the massive majority of those who haven't won. Availability bias causes them to rate their own likelihood of winning much more highly, so they choose to buy a ticket. This makes lotteries a hugely profitable business model for the organizers.
2. Assessing climate change. Climate change is all about the general trend of warming throughout the globe, not individual days or even years. But when they're in the midst of a cold winter, people may tend to believe that climate change isn't really happening, because their larger beliefs about the state of the global climate are most strongly influenced by the recent weather in their area. This is why, in attempting to assess whether climate change is really happening, it's important to look at average temperatures and weather patterns. This is because our minds are so easily skewed by what we personally are experiencing most recently. Thank you for watching our video. Please like, subscribe and share. And comment below so we can clarify things for you.